Harry stopped saving money the month he noticed a strange number on his bank statement. One simple rule had quietly transformed his careful little deposits into something completely different. That single change helped his money grow faster than every so-called high-interest account he had tried before. By the end of this video, you'll understand that rule, see how it worked in Harry's life, and know exactly how to apply it to your very next paycheck. For most of his 20s, Harry did exactly what he was told to do. He worked customer support in a loud call center, taking angry calls about late deliveries and broken apps. After taxes and benefits, his paycheck landed at $3,119 every month. Rent took $1,400. Food took about $400. His bus pass and phone bill took a little more. On paper, he should have had a few $100s left. In reality, the day before payday usually found his account sitting below $20. So Harry did what responsible people online always recommend. He opened a savings account at his bank. He named it Future Harry and promised himself he would move money into every month. The first month, he transferred $100. The second month, he did the same. By month 3, the balance looked encouraging, $212. Then the car insurance renewal arrived. The dentist called with a bill. A friend planned a weekend trip. 2 taps later, Future Harry was down to $46. If you've ever watched your savings grow for a few weeks only to disappear just as fast, Harry's story PR probably feels familiar. He assumed the problem was discipline, so he tried harder versions of the same plan. Save more, cut more, try again. One night, on the late bus home, he listened to The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. The main idea was simple: pay yourself first, move money into savings before paying anyone else. Harry set up a stricter plan, automatically transferring $217 into savings right after each paycheck. For 3 months, it worked. His balance finally crossed $600. Then his laptop died. The repair quote came back at $483. 2 days later, he pulled almost everything out of savings, leaving him close to zero again. Here's the part people rarely admit. Harry didn't feel proud that he had money to handle the emergency. He felt stupid and exhausted. After years of effort, he still felt like one broken device could wipe him out. Around that time, he saw another number that shook him. A survey showed that roughly 2/3 of people in his country were living paycheck to paycheck. Another report revealed that nearly 4 in 10 adults would struggle to cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. Harry realized something unsettling. He was perfectly average, getting perfectly average results from perfectly average advice. A friend at work handed him another book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. One line burned into Harry's brain: part of all you earn is yours to keep. Beneath it, he wrote another sentence in his notebook: keep does not mean park. Keep means put to work. That sentence became his rule before he even knew how to apply it. For days, it circled in his mind. If his money was truly his to keep, why did it feel like it was always slipping away? One night he opened his banking app and pulled up the last 12 months of transactions. That's when he saw the odd number that changed everything. Across an entire year, he had managed to move about $2,691 into savings. Some months were better, some worse. It sounded respectable. But directly under that total was another number: overdraft fees and credit card interest. $634. He was paying hundreds of dollars just for the privilege of moving money in circles. That night, Harry wrote his rule in full: never save money that does not lower a fixed bill or buy an asset. Every dollar must come back with a friend. That is the core of this whole video. Harry didn't stop being careful. He stopped worshipping savings accounts. He kept a small buffer. Everything else had to either shrink a monthly payment or start earning something for him. To make it real, he drew a simple 3-line grid on a notepad. Line 1, this month. Line 2, the next 90 days. Line 3, 10 years from now. Every dollar leaving his main account had to land on one of those lines with a job. If it was this month, It covered rent, food, transport, and a tiny bit of fun. If it was the next 90 days, it built a short-term buffer for real emergencies. If it was 10 years from now, it had to hit debt or investments, not sit in a sleepy savings account. Here's how that looked in real life. Starting in January month 1, Harry listed his bare-bones monthly costs. No takeout, no streaming, no extras. Just rent, utilities, basic food, transport, and minimum debt payments. The total came to $2,173. His goal for the buffer line was simple: 1 month of bare-bones expenses in a dedicated buffer account. Nothing more, not as much as possible. One clear target, $2,173. He opened a separate account at a different bank and named it 90-day buffer. He chose an odd amount that felt noticeable, but not deadly. $139 from each paycheck went straight into that buffer. He was paid twice a month, so that came out to $278 monthly. At the same time, he looked at his credit card. The minimum payment was $59. The interest rate was brutal. If the rule said every dollar had to lower a fixed bill or buy an asset, attacking that card counted. So he chose another odd number, $97 extra each month, top of the minimum, until the card was gone. After rent, food, transport, buffer, and card payments, he had a little over $600 left. He gave himself one small treat budget of $73 and left the rest in checking. Here was the key difference. Before, he would push whatever he could into savings, watch the number grow, then raid it when life hit. Now the buffer had a ceiling. Once it reached the target, new dollars would not go there. By month 3, his buffer crossed $834. His credit card balance had dropped by almost $300. For the first time in years, the interest charge on his statement actually shrank. Then month 3 punched back. His landlord announced a rent increase of $85 starting next quarter. Old Harry would have thrown his hands up and said, "What's the point of saving? Everything is more expensive anyway." New Harry asked a different question. How do I make this rule kill that bill? The rent hike was a fixed monthly cost. If every dollar had to lower a fixed bill or buy an asset, then his next job was to cancel something else. He pulled out his bank statement again. There it was. 2 streaming bundles, a gym membership he never used, scattered food delivery, charges. The gym and extra streaming alone added up to $79 a month. He cancelled both. It hurt for about 10 minutes. Then it felt like a raise. Those cancelled subscriptions weren't savings in the old sense. They were freed soldiers. He reassigned that $79 straight into his credit card payment. His new extra payment became $176 per month. By the end of month 4, his buffer account hit $1,112. His card balance had dropped by $763 compared to the start of the year. Around this time, he read The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. One idea stuck hard. Money's real power isn't the number itself, it's the options it gives you later. Freedom beats luxury. Huge savings accounts weren't the goal. The goal was freedom from bills that chained his future. And that's when Harry saw something important. Every dollar sitting in a low-interest account was quiet, but every dollar killing a bill was loud. Any savings account beyond his buffer wasn't buying freedom, it was buying comfort. When Harry ran the numbers in his banking app, he saw that if he kept using savings the old way, even with automatic transfers, he might scrape together $4,000 or $5,000 in a few years. Nice. But his rent, his credit card, his transport costs, his phone bill, his entire life script would look exactly the same. Using his rule fully changed the picture. Those same dollars could now do 3 very different things. First, they would quickly build a 1-month buffer so emergencies wouldn't send him back to zero. Second, they would kill any debt charging interest higher than his savings ACC. Paid, which was almost all of it. Third, once those two layers were handled, the money had to move into something that grew faster than inflation, like a simple low-cost index fund. He wasn't chasing stock tips, he was refusing to let money sit in the middle. Cash was only allowed to wait in line for 90 days. After that, it had to either lower a bill or start owning a tiny piece of something real. So in month 5, when his buffer crossed $2,291, Harry did something that felt wrong at first. He stopped saving. He froze the buffer at 1 month of bare-bones expenses. He changed the automatic transfer so the $139 that had been going into the buffer now went into a basic market index fund inside a beginner-friendly investing app. The app let him buy small slices with low fees, so he didn't need thousands to start. In other words, the buffer had done its job. New dollars now went only to debt or assets. By month 6, his credit card balance was down to a few $100s. His investing account showed just $427. It looked small, but it was money with a job. The difference between Harry and his past self wasn't a higher income. It was that every dollar now had a path B. Survival lived in checking. Short emergencies lived in the 90-day buffer. Beyond that, every dollar either smashed a bill or bought a piece of the future. By the end of the first year under the new rule, the numbers looked like this. His 90-day buffer held steady at $2,191. His credit card was no longer in his wallet. The balance was zero. His investing account showed $1,735 and some change. Those aren't millionaire numbers. But for Harry, they were proof. Remember the $634 he paid in interest the year before? This year, he paid less than $50 in total interest, and his small investments had already earned more than that in gains and dividends. The rule had flipped the direction of his money. Here's what matters for you. When people hear "I stopped saving money," they assume it means reckless spending or gambling in the market. That isn't the rule. The rule is this. Stop treating savings as the finish line. Start treating it as a short bridge. Your money crosses that bridge into only 2 destinations: lower fixed bills or assets that pay you while you sleep. That might mean attacking a car loan with an extra $90 a month after your buffer is built. It might mean finally setting up a basic index fund inside your retirement account and sending $50 or $100 a month once high-interest debt is gone. It definitely means putting a ceiling on your buffer instead of letting more is better run your life. If you keep filling a savings bucket with no job attaché, life will always find a way to poke holes in it. A trip, a gadget, a small crisis. Harry's grids stopped the leak, not because he became super disciplined, but because the decisions moved out of the moment. New plan, extra shift, overtime weekend. It didn't matter. Each choice already had a place on the grid. Here's how you can copy this starting tonight. Take 10 minutes and write down your bare-bones monthly costs, rent or mortgage, basic utilities, simple food, transport, minimum debt payments. Add it up and turn it into one specific odd number. That is your target buffer, not a 6-month mountain. Open a separate account at a different bank and name it something like 90-day buffer. Decide how much you can send there from each paycheck without panicking. Make the number odd, $93, $117, whatever fits. Promise yourself the account stops growing once it hits the target. Next, list every fixed bill that annoys you. Anything charging high interest is your first battlefield. If not, maybe it's subscriptions, a car payment, or something else you can shrink or kill. Any dollar that would have gone into your old vague savings must now either lower those bills or buy you a small piece of an asset, an index fund, a pension plan, something boring that grows. Finally, draw your 3-line grid somewhere you'll see it often. This month, Next 90 days, 10 years from now, every time money leaves your checking account, ask which line it belongs to and what job it has. Do this for a few months, and something strange happens. You still face emergencies and temptations, but your money stops drifting. Savings is no longer a sad puddle that grows, shrinks, and never changes your life. It becomes a short waiting room that sends your dollars out to work. That's why Harry can say honestly that he stopped saving money. He didn't stop caring, he stopped letting his money sit still. If you're tired of watching careful deposits dissolve every few months, try the rule for 12 weeks. Give every dollar a job, a deadline, and a destination. Lower fixed bills. Buy simple assets. Let savings be the bridge, not the home. Your future self will notice the difference.